If you saw a group of people in blue walking Market Street around noon, that's because it was National Walk at Lunch Day. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield West Virginia led the charge. The walk started at the Highmark West Virginia Plaza at 7th and Market Streets, and the route went through downtown Parkersburg, past Bicentennial Park, before looping back in the plaza. The walk is meant to raise awareness on the importance of adding daily physical activity into your routine. Highmark West Virginia has been part of this national effort for years, pushing the message that daily physical activity does not have to mean a gym membership. Sometimes it just means getting up and moving during the time you already have.
Time is the one resource we never have enough of, but taking time for yourself and your overall health and well-being is so important, and it will pay dividends both in the short term and long term. So give it a try. You start small and build up, but it's really important to at least try to take care of yourself.
Water and snacks awaited walkers as they returned to the plaza for a quick briefing about the National Day.